The market has had some time to digest Palantir's earnings, and things seem to have calmed down once again. So what really is the next catalyst that we know of? Well, besides any unexpected deals or big partnerships, it seems that the next one could be the S&P inclusion. But first, quick update also on the short interest, which Palantir's latest short interest data is basically flat again, going up only 1% as of April 30th, 2024. Of the total float, around 4% is sold short, being around 78.7 million shares. So we haven't seen any big fluctuations recently for this metric. Now, when thinking of the next Palantir catalyst, once again, it doesn't necessarily mean something will happen, especially for the price in my opinion, when we know it's been such a long known event. But it can be something that slowly builds up still. For example, we continue to see Palantir's institutional ownerships creep up just a bit. As you can see, it hasn't exploded, but definitely appears institutions are willing to keep holding on to Palantir, probably for the reasons of ensuring their exposure, building their positions to it once it enters the S&P 500. And the slow buying now would be instead of needing to buy it all at once or be in a rush to do so, which can bite them in the butt if everyone rushes in at the same time later on. Like if you look at quick examples on the largest total shareholders, some recent 13Fs showing their holdings as of March 31st have Vanguard adding only a few million shares last quarter, but still holds on to 196 million of them for their funds, as well as BlackRock holding 112 million and only adding 157,000. So it seems these institutions may have reached a good positioning already, but also down below we have some bigger buys, percentage-wise at least, to their existing holdings like Sumitomo, and we see ARK there, of course, which has their daily transactions that we know of. So there is still institutional activity going on, most likely in anticipation of this, like for Vanguard and BlackRock especially. Plenty of other examples too, of course, but you get the idea. And for the next time we'll hear about S&P inclusions and removals will be the beginning of June. Note on the trading calendar, the actual rebalancing and changing things around occurs on June 21st, but we do get that announcement earlier on, which is the quote-unquote real event if it happens. So a word of warning, nothing is guaranteed, of course, if Palantir will be added this next round, or even if they do, if something would happen to their price. For longer-term shareholders, this has been well known and brewing once they reach their fourth quarter of GAAP profitability. And of course, with their latest earnings, they continue to be eligible with that sixth quarter. So it's really out of their hands meeting all the requirements and waiting for them to actually be accepted into the index. Some also pointed to their recent buybacks of a few 100,000 shares as a small step towards getting that reputation up, but just quantitatively, it's just more symbolic than anything substantial in comparison to the continued SBC, which I know a lot of you might be very okay with or vehemently against, depending on your viewpoint. Now, for me, S&P inclusion is just symbolic and is the gravy on top, noting their worthiness to be included and, of course, meeting that eligibility. Since they've already done the work there, that's done. If it just makes it have larger institutional holding with a stronger base of smart money holders, I'm okay with that. No need for the moon, especially since I care more about the business and their fundamentals growing into their valuation, or if they do so well, expanding that and of course exceeding expectations if they can. But that just takes time. But what are your thoughts though on the next Palantir catalyst? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.